Hey guys, and welcome to this little outdoor production session. I'm sitting in our backyard, sun is shining, and yeah, my girlfriend is still at work and she will return at 8, so 4 hours to go. And I thought I tried to use this time to produce a new track. So we will try to finish it before she comes home or before the sun goes down. We'll see. We're in the genre of deep house actually, and I'm right now preparing my very first live set. I will playing in front of people next year for the first time. And to begin with, I want to show you 2 or 3 snippets out of this set. And yeah, just lean back and enjoy the music for a moment. So it's starting very, very nicely and easy, and goes to the deep with more harsh tracks. I mean, this is still very softly, gently. It's a track I'm currently working on. It's called Freiflug. I haven't released it yet. And then it gets more dark. With demons, Vox Nocturna, Nachtigall and Transfusionsreaktion. Anyway, I will let you know when I play this one live so you can join me. So let's make a new track. So my gear today is very limited. I just use this mini keyboard from Arturia because we are sitting, as I said, in my backyard, and I also like to focus really on as simple productions as possible. So I'm just using 1 or 2 synthesizer plugins and 2 to 3 effect plugins, and then some EQing and compression on the master and the limiter, and that's it. So I really try to focus on the vibe and to create the atmosphere I want to create, rather than getting lost into complex ideas. So I started this track with a simple bass line. I will show it to you first. It's a patch I made with the Mini V from Arturia. It's quite simple, to be honest. So it's added by a simple arpeggio and a pad. So it sounds like that. And then I added a piano to give it a little bit more space. And At the moment it sounds quite flat, so I'm still in the first phase of the production, and right now we are writing the harmony and the melody and generating the overall vibe of the track. So you will see the complete production process. I will wearing no masks here, so you will see all the mistakes and all the struggles I get all the way to make out of this idea a full track. You will be part of this, and I hope you will learn a little bit about music production and how to use the synthesizers the right way and the plugins the right way. So yeah, let's start by checking this arpeggio. So in electronic music, especially in the genre we are in, which is deep house, progressive house, melodic house, we don't use so much elements. We try to focus on simple key elements which we evolve over time. We use the envelopes, the cutoff, and different filters to achieve this evolution over time, and I'll show you, you will see in the next few minutes or in the next 1 to 2 hours how it's done and how to get a full track out of this idea. And first we will get some inspiration to make something out of this melody. So I'm playing with the cutoff frequency here and the filter emphasis. There is a bass note missing, actually. To get in this inspired flow. Can add some drive here to make the sound a little bit more saturated, more fat. And we can also add some noise. No, it's the wrong bass note, to be honest. This one. Can try unison. A little bit of glide. Now it's fine, I think. We can try a little shimmer verb on it. We'll do this in scent track to have better control over it. Shimmer verb. So, okay. And to have the full potential out of it, we will go 100% in the mix, and let's see, we need to cut away the low frequencies to get it cleaner. I mean, 500 Hertz should be enough. So let's see, we will send it. Okay, so we will get this ethereal vibe. So I will lower the decay a little bit. Yeah, sounds pretty nice already. Maybe try it a bit higher. Okay, I think this is maybe too high. We will go back to 12 semitones. A little bit more feedback to create this background noise, background pad. Yeah, I really like that. And we can also modulate the send frequency here. We will take an LFO here, simple LFO plugin, and map this to the frequency. And then we will go down in depth and we will go down in rate. Maybe, yeah, this should be fine, and then we will go stray. So it's like a cat straying out in the streets, and so it gives it sometimes a little bit more diffusion. So it's breathing a little bit. Let's find the right sweet spot. Okay, nice. We just have to make sure that it doesn't get too much when we open the cutoff. Okay, nice. I already get the vibe of this one. Okay. So when we play with the sound, we need to make sure that it has the same level, so it doesn't get too loud over time. Okay, we will have to make sure that this doesn't come from the reverb. No, actually. Okay, we will make sure to handle this later on. Okay, let's see the pad. Did I use chorus? No, I don't think so. I just used... Okay, some reverb. I will take the pad more towards us to give it a more crisp feeling, but this one is too loud actually. Okay, we will just... Okay, so let's have a look at the bass line. It has a short opening in the beginning. We could make this a little bit longer. So we got, yeah, this one I'm searching for. So we got this. Oh, and I'm playing the fifth on top of the bass note, so it sounds like that, and a little bit of noise. Okay, so the pad, it's padding around. Yeah, okay. doesn't sit that good in the mix, to be honest. I think I have to switch my headphones because these ones are not for producing, they're for consuming music, so let's see. Okay. I have to change this one. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we'll clean this up with the EQ later. So, okay, let's make a little kick drum for on the floor. So we will make another track, and then we'll just go to C3. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. They all can have the same velocity because it doesn't really matter how the velocity is when you just need a 4 on the floor kick. And then I will have I always design my kick drums by myself, so I will use this Kick 2 by Sonic Academy. Okay, so let's have it a little bit shorter. Go to G maybe. Okay, so this kick, should it be for the first draft? We will refine it later on in a later production stage. So we have the kick drum, we duplicate it, and we will name this side chain. We'll make a group out of it. I name it kick group. Okay, we will give it a certain color. Well, the reason why we separate the kick drum from the sidechain is that when we have a certain sidechain track, we can lower it in volume and take the sidechaining out of the production whenever we need to. So, yeah, just have that in mind. Okay, so let's group this. No, wrong. This and this, bass line and harmony, because I really like to have everything separated. This is the bass group, bass group, bass group, bass group, harmony group. So we have the kick group, the bass group, the harmony group. Here's the arpeggio. I will give them different colors. I color code them. I always use orange for the harmony and green for the bass because it's like the ground of the track. And yeah, I think it's like the grass, like the ground, and this is why I color it green. So harmony group, bass group, kick drum, sidechain. So now we will start to add a little side chaining to get more of the groove. So for this reason, as you can see, we haven't EQ'd anything yet because we will do this in the next step when the overall idea is finally produced. But I really like to add side chaining in a very early stage of the production process because it gives you the feeling of the groove in the very early stage of the production, and I find this quite helpful. So we will add the compressor. We will get external source is the sidechain. Let's see, and we will lower the threshold until it starts pumping a little bit. Then we will lower the attack to 0.001 milliseconds, and because you hear this small click sound which is now there, we need to change the look ahead to 10 milliseconds. Most of the time this fixes the problem, but not this time, I think. Okay, maybe we will use another compressor. Let's use this FabFilter one. Switch off the gain. Go to sidechain, and then external. So, and now look ahead on, look ahead to 10 milliseconds, and here the click sound is gone. So lower the attack, a little bit the release, and now we got a little bit of sidechaining, and we will take this exact same compressor, copy it to the arpeggio, and to the pad. Yeah, nice. And also to the piano. So, got a little bit of groove. I feel the kick is way too aggressive and loud. So we will take the click out to hear just the bass line. Sorry, just the kick drum. Okay, let's EQ this. Oh, we forgot to switch off the sidechain track. So now we got just the kick drum we want to have. Yeah, okay, it's nice for the beginning. In our genre we want to have the kick drum to be very gentle, but to still have a certain amount of pressure. So we will try to achieve this later on with the cueing. But for the moment I'm quite satisfied. So we got some overlapping frequencies here. Let's see. The arpeggio is quite strong in the mid-tones, so we will lower this. You see, we lowered, we made a low cut to 150 Hertz to get rid of all these lower frequencies here, because they would make our mix very muddy later on. So we'll lower this the mid frequencies between 150 and 1000 kilohertz, because most of the time there is where a lot of warmth sits, but also a lot of mud or you can call it dirt sits. So it's very important to keep these frequencies clear and clean. So we just lowered it a little bit. Okay, what's going on with our reverb? Okay, so I really like to work with return tracks where we can just set up a reverb and send it all inside this reverb. This gives us more control, so just color code it again. I really like to use green, and this is dark green, so we have a nice and sleek color coding right now. You see, the benefit of color coding your tracks is that you get the instantly you have I'm missing the correct English word right now because I'm from Germany, but I try my best. You're missing you have the full, can you say, oversight? You see everything at a glance when you use correct color coding. So this is what I wanted to say. So arpeggio, we have the reverb patch, and we will use maybe the Valhalla VintageVerb. Mix is 100%, and then we will start to send the arpeggio inside it. Yeah, okay. Sounds quite vintage. Let's check the plate. We go low cut to 500 Hertz. The depth of the modulation a little bit down. The attack a little bit up. Bass multiplying we don't need in the reverb, because if the bass is piling up in the reverb, we will get a very muddy mix in the end. So let's see, EQ little bit to make sure you just use the higher frequencies for the reverb, because everything below 500 Hertz can pile up very, very fast and make your mix unclear or muddy in the low end, and this just lowers the listening experience of your listeners in the long term. So just make sure you go to around 500 Hertz with a slow with a not so steep shelf. So let's see. Okay, perfect. Maybe. Okay, so 4 seconds is most of the time the best mix out of a long reverb tail and reduced complexity. So I most of the time, sorry, I just got some curry to eat. I lower it to 4 seconds, or I keep it around 4 seconds to make sure that it's long enough but not too long, too powerful. So let's hear the result. Oh, it's a bit too much. We'll lower it down. Bit more. And what we really need to make sure of is that we also sidechain the reverb. So we will duplicate this compressor into the reverb and make another EQ after the reverb to control also the frequencies behind this. And let's see. Okay, we have no signal. I don't know why actually. Oh, it's shimmer. Wrong track. But we sidechained the shimmer verb, which is good. Okay, so as you hear, we have a pumping effect on the sidechain already, on the reverb already. Most of the time I use 2 return tracks for the reverb, one for short reverb and one for a long reverb. So let's make this short, long verb, which is 4 seconds normally, and this one will be the short verb, which is 1 to 2 seconds, which I use mostly on the drums. So let's set it up very basically. We will just copy this into the short verb. We need to also color this green, and then we will go down with the decay to 1.15 seconds, I think, and we will change the settings later on when we're going to produce the drums. So now we've got the short verb, the long verb, the shimmer verb, and the delay, which we can use to make ghost notes or some build-ups. So there is delay. Oh, we didn't need to change that. There's delay, and try the ping pong with the filter. Put an EQ before and also filter a compressor behind. So 37%. I need to keep my I need to keep in mind that my battery is not running low. Okay, so let's we got the arpeggio, we got the pad, and we got this one. We can okay, I don't know what just is happening, why it's playing. What's up? Why is the pad still playing? This can just have something to do with actually I don't know, it's some of the mysteries of music production, why sometimes just nothing works like it should. Okay, so pad, please. Okay. We go a little bit down with the frequencies in the pad area. So, but there's a overlapping of frequencies, so we now have to EQ the bassline also. We will cut everything above 30 Hertz because most of the time this is just, yeah, no system on this planet can play frequencies below 30 Hertz. And if they can, it will sound very dirty when you don't cut these frequencies, because human hearing is starting from like 25 to 30 Hertz and ends at around 70,000, 18,000 kilohertz. So this is the range we are focusing on. Okay, there's a little bit more sidechain. Yeah, already better. So we got the pad, we got the piano. It sounds still a little bit, how should I say? It could have more movement. So we go back with the pad, the LFO. Little bit of drive. The pad is a little bit too strong in the high frequencies, so we put a high shelf here and maybe also a low cut. Let's see. We will go here. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we will take out the fifth out of the bass line to have more room for the pad. Okay, so let's shift this to the left side, piano a little bit to the right, but I'm not satisfied with the sound of this piano, really no. It sounds a little bit artificial actually. So maybe this is the fact I did not play this on my real piano. Most of the time I play the notes on my real piano, so you get the humanized effect, and it sounds quite natural and quite human when you play on a real instrument. But right now I just don't have the possibilities because this one. But we try our best to get a little bit more humanizing inside this progression. So for this reason, I just changed the onset of the notes a little bit to have this Is it the right chord actually? It doesn't change anything. Let's see. Yes, it does. Oh, okay, so we have a velocity problem here, so we will take the velocity down to get this softer touch. Yeah, that's better. But it's actually quite too... yeah, that's better. You hear the difference? This is... and this is the higher velocity, so we will lower this down. Down, down, down. Okay, let's see. Oh no, not this. Okay guys, actually I need to get my power cable, my charger, in the next few minutes. But if my MacBook is not complaining itself, I will just sit here and produce. So let's see. Okay, so now what we achieved is that the piano is now supporting the pad instead of outplaying it. So the piano and the pad in combination build this the background vibe, the background ambient. So we will try to send it in the long verb and see if it... yeah, okay, it's even better. Okay. Boom. This is too much. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's lower this down. Lower this down, lower this down. So maybe this is maybe too low. Okay, let's hear. Oh my god, this is too loud. Okay, so now let's hear what we have here. I'm just saving it. Oh yeah. So now we got the pad and the piano making the background vibe of the track, and the arpeggios are the main focus right now. Oh, there's a loud motorcycle. Just wait until it's past because I don't hear the frequencies then. So we are focusing on the arpeggio right now because it could use a little bit more vibe. So maybe try to add a triangle sound. Yeah, a little bit maybe. Modulation. Maybe a little bit to get a little more analog feel. pitch shift. Why not? We'll use the bit crusher. Slightly to add a little bit more warmth to it. Or background noise if you want. Yeah, most of the time less is more in music production. Most of the time you just need a homeopathic, we say in Germany we say homöopathische Dosis, which means just a tiny amount of an effect or of a certain effect to make it more musical, to make it more lively without overdoing it. So this is just 1.6%, but it already gets this analog vibe. So we will try a little bit of distortion. Oh yeah, we can really use this to manipulate the sound of the track. Sorry. Sometimes I'm trying to speak German and then I remind myself that this is in English. So we can let the sound evolve over time. So we take the drive out here to get it over time. Okay, perfect. So, and then we may add. So we have distortion, we have the distortion, we have the bit crusher, we don't need a filter, I think. No, maybe a flanger. No, that sounds not good. No, that sounds not good. Maybe the super unison. No. Or maybe. Okay, we'll try this later on. The reason I show this to you is the key is to get the sound evolving over time. You don't need 10 or 20 different ideas. You can you can stay and focus on one melodical idea and evolve it over time. This is the key. So we will use this drive to evolve the sound. We will use the cutoff to evolve the sound. But slightly, because we don't want to get too loud, as you see. Then we will fuck up our mix. So let's try maybe a little compressor to prevent this loudness problem. I mean, I try to use compression as less as possible. I just use it on the master and on the vocals. I really try to use all of the headroom my instruments are giving the productions to have a variety of dynamics into the productions. But sometimes it can be quite helpful, not every time, so you have to check it out every time if it's helping or if it's losing or if it's making your patch losing dynamics. So let's see. Okay, not that bad. We will stay with the init settings here. Okay, so okay, so compression is not bringing us that far here, so it would be better to give it a dynamic compression. You can use the Pro Q here to achieve this. Just do a high shelf and then add this dynamic range. So, and then we will... Oh yeah, that's much better. So now we tamed the high frequencies of our mini Moog or mini V in this case. And now we can play it all over the track without having trouble with the loudness or with the frequencies. Where is this widening come from? There's some frequency issue here. Maybe we'll take this away. Okay, so we will try to add some vocal chops next to support this vibe. I will use my own voice right now. I hope it's not too loud out here. We got not too much frequencies which are disturbing the sound. I will just try it. So let's use this waves. Actually, I will show you my voice without the auto tune, but I really like to use slide auto tune because sometimes you have notes or transitions which sound better when there is when you get some help by a plugin, but it helps a lot if your voice is naturally already usable. So I just have to look up in which key we are. G. We are in G major, so we will use the G major. Here we have it. We have no transition to 41 milliseconds, so it doesn't sound like autotune. If you use like 0.1 milliseconds, it sounds like autotune. 40 milliseconds is more like a slight push onto the right note. So let's see. Okay, let's cut off to start really softly. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I already thought this would be a problem. We have a lot of disturbing noises in the background because of the traffic around me. But that doesn't matter. Yeah, for first draft, not that bad. I will just cut this. Maybe we just use this for background purposes. So just have to make sure that we also sidechain it a little bit. Pro C. Sidechain, yeah. Okay, we just got this click, so make sure look ahead is on, go to 10 milliseconds. So key is the right one. Go into the long verb. Oh yeah. I think for the first draft it's not that bad. It gets a feeling. What I'm right now quite not good in is lyrics. I really like to sing certain ad-libs, but yeah, with lyrics I struggle a lot actually. So but we will try it anyway. So I think we should give the track a name to get an idea of the implications of the text and yeah, the words we will use in the vocals. And I really like when the tracks and the vocals or the text we're using in the vocals has something to do with yeah, a deeper theme, so something we are all concerned with, maybe some kind of deeper connection to life, or some kind of struggle. For example, Ben Boomer, he released a song called Best Life on his new album, and I really love this song because the lyrics speaks about fucking things up and still being alright and still living the best life we can live. So for me it gives me a lot of hope and a lot of uplift to approach life from a more from a other perspective. So failing is not a failure anymore when you regard the text. It's more a part of the process. And yeah, I really like to incorporate such ideas into texts, but sometimes it's quite hard, and sometimes I don't have the right ideas. We'll just see what's coming right now, and then we'll try. So we get those vocals here. Maybe we can double them. Actually, I will sing it another time. Ooh, 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 yeah. Ooh, yeah. I like it. Okay, we make it double. So we have the center, the deep vocals in the center. And then on the left, we have this one. And on the right, I will sing it again. Okay, so we get a nice chord actually. I don't like to hold this, I will just double it. Oh yeah. Actually, we can just stay with this higher pitched vocals. Oh yeah. No. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a playground next to our backyard, and sometimes the kids there go crazy. So if you hear some of them screaming in the background, don't worry, they are fine. I think they are just a little overstimulated. So the perks of producing music outdoors. So okay. Yeah. Okay, we will actually add another one of this. Sounds a little bit like Shallow, I think, if some of you know the artist. I really like his music, but I try to do my own. I don't try to copy any of those artists I'm inspired by, but I really try to sharpen my own musical footprint, because I think this is very important when you try to outstand as an artist. You need your own musical footprint. You need to develop your inner why and the reason what makes your music outstanding and what makes your music unique. And most of the time this comes when you have a good connection to yourself and to your emotional state of mind, and then you can produce out of yourself. when you try to achieve a certain style, most of the time it will get really tricky to get into the flow, because it doesn't come out of you, but you're trying to achieve outer external measurements, I think, if you can say it like that. So I would really advise you to get in touch with yourself before producing. You can do this with a little meditation or with a little reflection or journaling, to just focus on yourself, on your inner world, and then speak from this inner world, from your heart and not from your mind. Because when you try to make music out of your mind, it doesn't feel right, you know? Yeah, so enough said. Let's go. Okay, so there are some oh, I like it. But actually, we have to do something with this piano. I really don't think that this sits right, to be honest. Okay, so we will use another. Okay, I have to find my charger cable. I will be right back in a second. So I'm back with my charger cable. So oh, I just see that the resolution is not 16:9. This is because I'm sitting with my MacBook on the balcony, but anyway, I think it should fit. So let's see. Here we are. So with the piano, let's use, or let's try to use the Piano V. No, Piano V. Let's try to use a plugin I use very often. It's from Native Instruments and it's called Piano Colors. And let's try if we can give this a little more human touch. Okay, we'll. Oh yeah, this is nice. So we got this slight rhythm in here. I'll make it a little bit more wider. So, got these particles. So we go to 8. Another. Okay, so we have to EQ it a lot. Maybe I don't like this backwards drive. could be a good fit. Maybe a little delay. Yeah, okay, we can keep this for a moment. Okay, so let's add some hats. Okay, so we need an offbeat patch. So let's put this to 160. Okay. Okay, you know, fuck this, we will just copy it. Okay, so okay, so let's humanize this a little bit. And also the velocity. I just forgot how to humanize the velocity actually. Okay, then we will do this by hand. Oh, actually, I used the wrong grid. We need the 8th grid, not the 16th. So let's delete it. As I said, I will not hide anything from you. You will get all of the production process straight on. No filters, no masks wearing, just being how it is. And most of the time actually the production process is just like that. You encounter phases and you encounter moments where you're totally frustrated and nothing works, and you sit there for hours and hours and it sounds really bad what you're doing. And but this is part of the process. You cannot get good music without having this struggle. Okay, so this is quite inefficient what I'm doing here, but don't worry. I look like an amateur right now. So we take hats. Do I have hats? Oh, I will just try to record some. Yeah, maybe we'll take a sample. Hat. We can also just use a simple patch from a synthesizer. Maybe this one. So right now we need the short verb. Oh, sorry. it's still the curry. It was really, really tasty, but yeah, sometimes it shows its presence even after eating. So let's refine this this short verb actually. Maybe we will just use a preset. Rooms. Yeah. Fair enough. Low cut up. Attack. A little bit up. A little pre-delay. I'm not content with this sound. Okay, so then we will take the mini V again. Okay, we will okay, so let's turn on this oscillator, just put up the noise, sustain back, and we got a nice head sound. We also can modulate this by adding more of the decay, but we have to sharpen it a bit actually. Like this is not okay, so we will add a little more variation. Okay, so, and we will add the velocity, which we just modulated, to the cutoff frequency. So, or maybe to the decay. Let's see. The amp decay. That's nice. So the thing here is that we got a little natural feel. Every head has different velocities, so but it's I don't know. Let's delete this. But actually I like the overall sound, the overall vibe quite good. Okay. I think we need to. I'm not satisfied with this head sound. I feel that the kick could get a little bit more spice right now, actually. It's quite tame, which is not bad, but it could use some more. Yeah, spice. Let's see. So we will EQ it a bit. Take out the mod here. So I'm now encountering a feeling, I think, which most of you know really well. It's the feeling of being not good enough. The feeling of that the production is not sounding good enough. And it's a feeling I encounter like 10,000 times per production. And it's even stronger when I try to achieve a certain sound which I think fits into the artist roster of a label or a certain label, for example Colorize or Deep or something like that. And most of the time it gets me quite stressed, because when I think what I do there is not good enough, my perception on the music is goes through a filter, and this is the beginning of frustration most of the time, and sometimes even the beginning of stopping to evolve the idea even more. So I just want to share it with you, because I said I will share the whole process with you, that when you approach this feeling, so the feeling of not being good enough as an artist, or that your productions are not good enough, try to embrace this feeling. Try to don't push it away and don't overgo it, because it's really part of the process, and it's part of working creative and to bringing something into this world which doesn't exist before, which is actually music production, which music production actually is. You bring something in this world, out in this world, which hasn't existed before, and this process is always vulnerable. Always. And the best way to cope with vulnerability and with the feelings which arise during the process is to accept them, and to don't try to make them go away, but rather to see them as a part of the process. As I right now I'm producing, and I think this is never going to impress anyone. No one is going to sign this. This won't work. You know what I'm talking about. And I think the main goal here is not to push it away, but to embrace it and to integrate it in part of the process, because you will never exceed your capacities you have at the moment without trying and practicing even more. So Yeah, actually it's part of the process, and it's very strong right now. I think the bass line is quite okay. We will go from 100. We will do a sub bass, a clean sub bass. So 30 hertz to 150 hertz. Sorry. So this is our sub bass, and maybe we will use a serum or a very clean oscillator for the sub. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's better. So we can turn up the volume of our So, the feeling of not being good enough is vanishing slowly, but it's going away. So we overcame this obstacle by just accepting and just accepting it. Okay, so maybe we will add a little chorus here. Oh, I already did this. Yeah, okay. A little reverb. Yeah, okay. Not that bad. Okay, so let's add some another groove, 16th Hertz. Okay, so let's add a little more groove by just changing the velocity. Okay, so it's not 8th, it's 16th. So just take this. I make one mistake after another mistake, and I hope that the production is still sounding good in the end. But most of the time it is. Most of the time it is. Most of the time it is. Yeah, most of the time it is. Okay. So. Oh my god. Yeah, but that's it. I don't have the magic trick to produce, like, I don't know. Okay. We could use the white noise again, but the problem is that we will encounter phasing issues when our groove heads and the offbeat heads are using the same white noise. So we will call this offbeat heads and this 16th groove. Maybe let's try this. Okay, so let's add a compressor to get it a little more punch. Okay, so we will stay with this for the moment. Yeah. Not that bad, to be honest, not that bad. So now there's the next step. We got some vocals, we got the bass harmony. Okay, we will keep this piano. So there's half an hour to go. I just made a short break and I will limit this video to 2 hours because I try to keep it as watchable as possible. So let's see, and we will see what we got until this point. Okay, now we can make the pad move, or sorry, the arpeggio move. Will I already use a LFO for that? Not already. I most of the time use LFO for that. Put it on the mixer, and then we go down in rate. And also use this stray waveform, maybe a little more depth. see how we can shape the sound even further. Let's change this delay with Valhalla delay. It gives some more options. Okay guys, I feel that I'm getting tired right now, so my musical ideas will fade away. And I think we just split this production session in different parts, so I will just record different parts and upload them to my channel, and then you can follow the evolving of this track one part at a time, because normally I'm not the person who pumps out tracks day by day. I need time. When I produce music, it's like growing something out of the earth. I need to plant some seeds and give it water and let it grow over time to get to the point or to get to the emotive feel I want to transport, and this takes a few days. I think one track takes me like 4 to 5 days, which is 10 to 15 hours or 20 hours. So I will just invite you to join this process and to follow our way through this track until it's finished. And yeah, I am glad you watched this video today, and I will continue recording the evolving process of this track tomorrow. So all the best for you, have a good day, and yeah, enjoy your time.